is good. How is Taurus feeling in this third week of September 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for Taurus, please. Ooh, straight out. Okay, I was panicking a bit because I thought that was the 6 of Cups reversed, but it's not. It's the 4 of Cups reversed. And we've got the 5 of Wands. Okay. So let's talk about each card one at a time. The 5 of Wands is either internal conflict or external conflict. Okay, it could be both. So by internal conflict, it's like when something is bittersweet, or you're maybe not sure about something, you've got mixed emotions about it. Okay, in some ways it's exciting, in some ways we don't know if we want it long term, in some ways we don't know if it's sensible, if it's smart. You can have mixed emotions about something, you know. If it was external conflict, it would be friends, family, you know, piping up, being a bit too blunt with the things that they say, you know, stepping on toes, like elbowing in, like getting involved, speaking out of turn, making all sorts of demands, asking questions, you know, demanding to know what's going on, wanting information, you know, where you're not ready to share, or, you know, like there can be conflict like that, or they don't agree with who you've picked, or for some reason something wouldn't be accepted, you know, if it's someone outside of the same religion or the same culture, the same class. Just trying to think of different examples. Yeah, a workplace scenario, you know, it could really, or someone that's already taken something that's taboo, something that's not acceptable socially, like the 4 of Cups, when it's upright, is negative, actually. The 4 of Cups is being closed off to love. So when it's reversed, that's a positive reversal. It's becoming open to receiving expressions of love, emotion, you know, romantic interest. So you could feel mixed emotions when it comes to accepting romantic interest, okay, for a multitude of reasons. Or there could be some gossip, some like toing and froing, or talk, you know, in your immediate environment with friends, family, the local community, anyone, work, about who you're getting involved with romantically. Let's get 2 more for your feelings. The High Priestess reversed. Okay, so the High Priestess upright is it's Pisces energy. It's a card of using your intuition, you know, feeling like something's meant to be, trusting your gut, believing that things are fated, things are written, it's all in hand. It's about trust, it's about faith, it's about being comfortable, you know, being able to accept the wider picture, accept the journey, you know, trust in the journey. It's also your ability to perceive problems ahead. When it's reversed, I think there's a lot of fear, and fear creates anxiety, okay? And anxieties can make us worry about proceeding and make us think, I don't know what's ahead. You know, and you lose faith and you lack trust in the plan and you start to get the jitters. It's the equivalent of, like, you know, on the morning of your wedding day having a complete freak out and being like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. You know, like it's overwhelm, panicky vibes. That's just an example. I'm not saying that you're like gonna leave someone at the altar or anything like that, but it's like when you just second guess your own judgment and you're like, well, what if something goes wrong, or what if I'm being stupid, or like I don't know how this is gonna go and I'm putting my heart on the line, you know, like, or how is it gonna be accepted? Like maybe I shouldn't do it, you know, like a bit of mixed emotions about something, mixed feelings, conflict, internal, external conflict about something. If it's going to cause that much trouble, is it really right? Or is that a sign that I shouldn't be doing it? Do you know what I mean? Being unsure in its simplest form. The King of Swords upright. Okay. So, interesting, because the King of Swords is air energy, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be a Taurus, Gemini, cusper, you don't have to be. You could have air placements, okay? Check out your moon sign. For example, I'm Libra moon, Taurus sun, so I do overthink. I get to analysis paralysis. It's the air part of me that tries to look at both sides, and I will get to a point where I just completely get anxious because I'm like, well, if it could be that way and it could be great, or it could be that way and it could be awful. So I'm like, well, which is it? You know, Librans can be incredibly indecisive. It's heavy Aquarius energy with the King of Swords, so it's like I want the truth. I want justice. I want to think about the community, what's right for everyone. And I'm not going to let anything pass me by. I want all the facts. I want all the information. Information is power, knowledge is power. This is, you know, swords are thoughts and communication. So a king is not someone that moves fast. A king is wise. A king sits and, you know, has pages and knights go and gather information for them. And they sit and they think on things. And a king of swords is going to think about something for 7 months or 7 weeks at least before taking action. They're a strategist, they're a thinker. They're a thinker more than they're anything. A thinker, a planner, a strategist. It's a game of chess with a King of Swords. So that's the energy that you're embodying, okay? I mean, that body language is putting a block in between, like, you and whatever this challenge is. It's erring on the side of caution and it's maintaining control. Let's get 3 cards for them. They're the 9 of Swords, so they're full of anxiety. This is something that they think about a lot. It's in the back of their mind during the day, and it comes to the front of their mind at night. They're not really getting a break from thinking about this, worrying about it. Swords are thoughts, okay, but the Nine of Swords isn't good. It's like intrusive thoughts. It's like anxiety. So it seems like you're both in the same place. You can't get the same cards twice. There's one of everything in a 78 card tarot deck. So, you know, we could be getting the same message mirrored here. They seem like they're going through it more than you, okay? Oh my God, look. The Emperor. Wow. They've gone from being like hella anxious to taking a position of leadership. See, they've taken the bull by the horns, and I didn't even mean to like, I'm not like doing that on purpose, but like what I mean is you can be a victim, can't you, of your own mind and let worry take over and just make you feel like that all the time. Or you can take control and be like, well, nothing bad can happen because it's my life and I make the decisions. And if there's anything I don't want to do, I don't have to do it. And if there's something I want, I'm going to take action towards it. See, that is stepping up into your power. Okay, it's not running and hiding. I really admire that. I really admire that energy. Aries, the ram, you know, like I'm going to face this head on and I'm in control. So they've done what they needed to do. They've really gone. Is that a cat hiding under the bed? It is, isn't it? This is solar plexus being activated. This is where's my card? Yeah. I hold it upside down because that's the order from the root of your spine to your hips to just above your belly button. When you feel financially secure, you're more passionate, okay? When you feel like you've got your nest created, then you want to make eggs to put in it, right? And then you feel confident because you're a winner and you're assertive and you've got like a sense of, you know, like strong self-esteem. You've realised that you can go for what you want. And then you have more capacity to be like forgiving, and that's the heart chakra, the throat chakra, you know, expressing like how you're feeling to others. And then you got your third eye, trusting your gut, and then your connection to the divine with the crown chakra. So when these cogs are turning, okay, it activates the next ones and the next ones, and all becomes possible then. So this person's gone from being a worrywart, okay, to taking back control. They feel secure. They're stepping up into their power. They're probably feeling like a big sense of like libido coming back again. They could have been depressed and anxious before, lost libido, and it's gone back the right direction. I mean, I'd expect to get cups or, you know, communication like swords upright after that. Urgent messages, declarations of love, confessions, you know, Ace of Cups. So let's see what comes out. Ooh, Eight of Pentacles, growth and expansion, working on it. Well, they could have Earth in their chart if that's what they intend to do, okay? This person's determined to grow and invest. These are increments of time, money, and energy. You see the work tools. 8 is all about the future, It's about building, growth, expansion. I mean, an emperor already has the King of Pentacles. He's all 4 kings. So if he's looking to grow further, that's a real compliment. That's a real compliment from an emperor. Like, they've gone from being full of anxiety to like, it's like full throttle, isn't it? Like, I want growth, I want expansion, I want to invest in this relationship. Because this is a love reading, okay? So that's how they feel. So you're in this air energy of like caution, really trying to analyze the situation. You don't trust, the situation at the moment. Doesn't mean you're going to stop it, but you are like just very much trying to gather information and not make any crazy moves. You're trying to use head over heart, head over loins. And then they are they're fully like working on it. They're literally like, they've gone really earthy, practical, and they're like, I'm gonna like approach this in a very Taurian way and make it so that this can practically work, whether that means solving legal problems, solving financial problems, being open with feelings. It's much to do with assets, finances, income, jobs, savings. It's because they're an emperor, it's a person already established. It's a person already established. In the outcome, we've got the 2 of Cups reversed. I'm a bit, that's upsetting because if you go a bit cold with them, well, let's see what else comes out. But the 2 of Cups upright is 2 people expressing emotions for one another, and each person feels the same. But when it's reversed, it's like one person is offering a cup and the other's not. It's like 2 of Cups is the beginning of a cycle. Okay, 6 of Cups would be already in like a marriage or an established connection. 4 of Wands would be marriage or established connection where you live together. 6 of Cups is soulmates, lots of nostalgia, lots of memories. 2 is at the beginning of a cycle, isn't it? 8 of Cups is at the end. It's in the early throes of love, right? You could really misunderstand each other here, and if you don't, they're being practical, you're being logical. Where's the heart? Where's the emotion coming into it? Don't play it too safe. This is resonating like the Aries reading here, but in a slightly different way, because they're an emperor. They're very established, more so than you. Whether they're male or female, by the way, that just means they're like boss mode. They could be older than you. They don't have to be. But no one's expressing emotion. no one's making themselves vulnerable here, or one person's going to another person isn't. I think you're giving each other anxiety. I think you're giving each other anxiety because you're not opening up, but we'll continue and we'll get clarification. The devil in the outcome, and it's come out in the challenge position. So you with your overthinking, them with their overworking and trying to people please, essentially. This is the devil on your shoulder, Taurus, is analysis paralysis, okay? And theirs could be like they're doing too much, they're going to feel like they've overinvested in something that's like, you know, the ground's about to go beneath them or something, because no one's opening up to anyone. That's the major arcana for Capricorn, but the devil is like obsession, bad habits, infatuation, limiting, you know, beliefs, limiting behaviors, dark sides, shadow sides. You've both got a tendency to guard your heart, and that's where confusion and doubt and worry comes in, okay? Page of look, in the outcome, Page of Pentacles reverse, so someone's not going to have the confidence to make an offer because no one's like sure how anyone feels. You're each confusing one another because you actually like, it's like at the moment, something that I'm doing is I'm getting told bits of information which, you know, are being divulged to me by my person, and I'm not really, it's like I've got a poker face on and I'm not really saying much and I'm not really reacting much to it, and then they might take that as like I'm not interested in the things that they're telling me, and I actually really am. But unless I communicate that to them, or unless I convey with body language, expression, tone of voice, and, you know, questions to sort of respond, I'm going to get misunderstood, you know, and it's, I definitely do guard my heart because that way I think I'm playing it safe, but all you're doing is missing out, you know, on a good thing, because that person's going to understand that you kind of sitting there thinking, well, why, what are you telling me for? You know, like it's not relevant to you, when actually it's completely relevant, and they want to know what you think about it, and they want to know how you feel, and they want reassurance, or they want like some sort of you know, reaction that's like more than what you're giving. You're like just poker faced. So it's making me reflect, actually. I don't know if it's a me thing or a Taurus thing, but it's coming out. They could be doing that as well. Okay. They could be doing, I think you're both doing it. Let's clarify why they've got all this, or had all this anxiety. Distant, so far away, physically and emotionally. See if you can rekindle a passion again. See, they were very anxious because it had gone such a long time without contact. Physically, emotionally, it could be both. You know, if they felt like you were angry with them, or you weren't talking to them, you had them on block, you know, on social media, or like you blocked their number. you could have stopped being in an environment that they were in, you know, due to circumstances, or, you know, it could have been a conscious decision, but there was a lot of distance, physical or emotional or both, and that created a lot of anxiety, so it forced them to take initiative. Awakening jolt. From shock to epiphany, embrace the upheaval as a catalyst for renewal. That's so poetic, because look, they've become the emperor. Having been a victim, they've become the winner. Okay, because they've got into the driver's seat and they've decided, like, they can totally, you know, create the journey that they want. They can make this go. They haven't got to just wait until the sat nav tells them, like, okay, do this next. We're going that way next. They can get into the driver's seat, can't they, and choose the route that they want. And their route is towards you, Taurus. They are going to work on this. They're going to build roads where there aren't any. They're going to build bridges over rivers and mountains, you know, tunnels through mountains. Like, they are going to work on it and they're going to make it work. But if you don't open up, they're going to panic and they're going to think, what the hell am I doing? You know, like, I'm building this, like, infrastructure. I'm doing all this work and I'm, like, really going the extra mile, and I'm getting nothing from them, you know, like, in terms of facial expression, tone of voice, like, response is like a few words, you know, or like very guarded responses. Like, it's not a good way to take things by being too afraid to, you know, be interested in what they're telling you, take action, try to say more, try to be more indicative of how that's making you feel, whether you're happy about that, whether you're surprised by that, whether it's a bad thing, whether it's a good thing, because they don't know. They don't know from what you're giving them. They don't know, and it's just creating doubt. But this person knows what they want. Oh my god, look, the same cards from the Aries reading came out. Private relationship, sex shop. This could have started off as a relationship, you know, that was in the dark, that people didn't know about. Only the two of you knew about it, for, like, a multitude of reasons. I am getting, with them being an emperor, and then the fact that they're looking to grow and expand, is that they're single. So they could be someone who's going through a divorce. Could be someone who's very established. They could be widowed. They could be someone who's making themselves single again. Or someone who's been in a position of power or authority, in a workplace, and you're a subordinate or something like this. Something was very taboo about this, and it could not be out in the open. It had to be a secret, and it was very kinky. Let's say that. That's just an example. It could be that you're from different cultures, different classes, different, I don't know, long distance or something, but there's been, like, a very private relationship that's been very passion based, that no one knows about, with an emperor. They could have children, they could be a homeowner, they could be a boss. There could be a big age difference. They could be an Aries, they don't have to be. An Emperor is going to want security in the long term. They're not going to want to be running around acting like a Knight of Wands. Okay, they might behave like that. There might be elements of them, like a dark shadow side or whatever, but they're going to want security and stability, and they're going to want to know where they stand and whether they can trust you at some point. So all that's going to be bubbling under the surface as like worries, you know. They're going to want to do things in a legitimate way because they're all four kings when they're an emperor. They are the king of swords. They prefer to be truthful. They prefer to be an upstanding member of the community. They prefer to have security, honesty. They're the king of cups. They prefer to, you know, express how they're feeling and have trust. They're the king of pentacles. They're going to want security, you know, finances. Locked in and locked down. Oh my god, that's so sad. You were my home. Now you're just a place I can't return to. That is awful. Oh, that's making me want to burst into tears. Why do I feel so emotional today? It's a strange card to have out, that one, isn't it? For something that was sex-based. But it wasn't. This became like, they were in love with you. They were in love with you. They wouldn't have told you, but it wasn't just sex for them, okay? Yeah, the unspoken truth. Have you got the unspoken truth? It's cool, isn't it? They're in love with you, Taurus. I don't think they told you, and I think you both... There's been a long-standing issue with like missed communication here, and it's gonna continue to cause problems if you don't address it. Okay, I would start to ask some questions. If there's things that you're curious about, ask them. You don't have to just sit and nod and smile or like stare and then like not, you know, to me, like you can lead some of the conversation because they probably want to talk about it, but they don't want to overwhelm you because they're not really getting from you like the right indications that this is something we can talk about. You probably don't want to be intrusive because I know what Taurians are like. You don't want to be intrusive. You want to be a good listener. But I think it would be a good idea to be more forthcoming, be more expressive, be more interested, curious. Like, you are interested, but show that you're interested. You need to make sure that you show it because you can do a lot of thinking, but they're not a mind reader. It's freaking them out. Like, high key freaking them out. I mean, look, you want information. and they're telling you some stuff, but they're like drip feeding it to you, because unless you show, you know, that you're happy to continue talking about it, or you want to know more, that comes from asking questions, doesn't it? That's how we get more knowledge. And then you're going to feel better, and then they're going to feel better, and then you're going to feel better, and then they're going to feel better, and it's going to go in the right direction, and we're not going to have this, and we're not going to have that, and we're not going to have that. Do you get me? What have you been doing? Switch it up. Okay, if you've been holding back, keeping stum, just kind of nodding and like trying to give a poker face, don't do that anymore. It's time to open up and like get talkative, and like they won't. They're someone that is seeing you as home, okay, and that's because they can talk to you. That's because they've shared things with you that they never shared with anyone, and they need to know that it's going down well in order to keep doing that, okay? Fuck off. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't be swearing like that. I shouldn't be swearing like that, but that's just resonated like 100%. In both ways, okay? Blocked on social media so he couldn't contact me. But also, like, I feel like even though I'm in his presence now, I'm not on guard in my heart. I'm not speaking. I'm not saying what I think. I need to express myself energetically. Oh, that's just like, that's freaked me out so much, you know. This is everything I've been thinking about over the last few days. Because the couple of people that I've told, they're like, well, they've got all these questions. I'm like, I don't know. And I think they must be thinking like, well, why don't you know? And it's like, because I'm not asking anything. So yeah, fucking spot on. I'm getting called out on me and bullshit here. Forgive and release. You are stronger when you carry love and forgiveness rather than anger. True. Very, very true. I want a fresh start with you. It's not because of the sex, Taurus, if that's what you're worried about. It's because you make this person feel like home, like safe, like they belong with you, like they can tell you anything. This is pillow talk, you know, like this is a double bed that's empty. It's like the saddest thing, and that person just curled up. You're their emotional support animal. Their confidant, you know, their ride or die. And they're an emperor, so you know that's like the highest honour, right? That's the highest honour. For someone with that level of responsibility, for someone that has to be that practical, for someone who's that successful, you're the one person that they would take their armour off for. They don't do that for anyone else. You know what the saddest thing is? They could feel like that when you're around them if you don't start to open up. They might think that you're taking it out on them a little bit, staying aloof, staying guarded to punish them if things were off and on, or things were, you know, not smooth sailing for whatever reason, because it had to be private, because you had to be careful. They might feel like there's resentment and therefore you don't want to get close to them, but they need it, okay? They need it. Deal with it later. Let me think about the possible meanings. See, that's like reverse psychology from spirit, because you could just say, like, oh, I'll deal with it later, we'll discuss it later. But later never comes, does it? If you're anxious about having certain conversations, if you don't want to pry, and then you don't get the answer to any of the questions that you've naturally got, you're never going to know. And then, you know, it's going to create distance, or it's going to keep a distance where you should be coming back together. So deal with it later is like making me think, well, no, you should deal with stuff now. But it's like, that's what you haven't been doing, isn't it, Taurus? So deal with it now. Do not deal with it later. Clarity. Light a candle for clarity. Illuminate the path to your desires. Oh, bring them in, Taurus. Like, bring them in for a big hug and just open up. Like, you know, have this like all night conversation. Just talk, talk, talk. That's what they want, and it's what they need the most. As soon as you do that, you're going to feel more secure, they're going to feel more secure, then you're going to feel better, then they're going to feel better, and it's just going to go up, 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 up. Okay, think of a pinball machine and the ball's just going up like that. Release. I feel like this is like, honestly, open up your heart chakra, open up your throat chakra, okay? Today I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I'm ready for transformation. I'm creating space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. Things are going to go up, up, up now, okay? The only way is up. The direction is up, okay? This whole, if you look at all of this, everything here is about communication, isn't it? You've got release. Oh my God, guys, it's like, it's freaking me out. You've got release twice here. Stop trying to protect yourself by not saying anything, not doing too much, not saying too much. You need to stop doing that, okay? It's the wrong way to deal with things. You're trying to hold the cards, but it's not going to go in the right direction doing that. Oh my God, just all of that. It's just exactly, that's exactly it. Mind blown. Ooh, a time of great prosperity is on the horizon. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get you an angel number. I'm not getting you a timing because you're already dealing with this person, okay? No way. That's, oh my God, guys, you could be an Aries, Taurus, Cusper because we've had the same what lies beneath cards. A similar sort of message. No, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, but a similar sort of message. And then you got exactly the same angel number. If you're early on in Taurus season, this could resonate. Willpower, 1818. Achievements, success, striving forward, prosperity. You got prosperity twice. Go-getters, courage and luck. Wow, significant events are on the cards for you. You will progress in your endeavours and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. I think when you two like come together like emotionally and energetically as well as physically, it'll start going in a really positive direction and you're gonna like push each other. You know, like imagine like giving someone a boost over a wall. You're gonna boost each other, you're gonna like be each other's like hype person, and you know, the good vibes that you get from each other, you're gonna make each other stronger on the inside, and then it's gonna culminate in like a lot of success, like outwardly. It's very nice, it's very wholesome. Very nice, very wholesome. I like it. All right, take care, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like if it resonates. Share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel for me, and I will see you in the next one. On to Gemini. Also, the deal with it later card could be like, there's some stuff that, you know, there's some stuff that you want to know, Taurus, that you can find out now just by asking. Okay, and they're not going to be mad about it. It's not intrusive, it's just normal to want to know certain things, okay? And to show curiosity is to be a good listener, and it shows them that you are there for them, and actively listening. But you don't, even if like you don't know how everything would exactly work, that also doesn't mean that it's not going to. Does that make sense? So some stuff you can deal with later.